If you've seen my 2023 live video, it's on my channel here, you've seen me with a guitarist on stage, and this guy, he's been a friend of mine for almost 30 years. We played together a lot. He's put together a band and he's asked me to play keys for him in a live gig coming in February 2026. And I thought I'd bring you along in my thought process of what I'm gonna play, what gear I'm gonna bring, and why I said yes in the first place doing this. So this is gonna be fun. So why did I say yes to this gig when I rarely play live anymore? Well, he is a good friend and he's helped me out a lot, especially with that 2023 live gig. So when a good friend asks for a favor in return, you say yes, of course. Playing on stage for a live audience is a really booster in terms of energy and creativity, and it's just a lot of fun. So another good reason for saying yes is because of that. A third reason is taking myself out of a comfort zone. Except for that 2023 thing, I haven't done much live playing in 20 years. So challenging myself like this by doing something I don't usually do felt right at this moment in time. So I said yes. So what's the material here? What type of songs will we play? Well, here's the kicker. This is in many ways a Joe Satriani tribute band. Joe Satriani has been a hero for my friend for decades, and he's very into Joe Satriani, and he's always wanted to do this, I think. So he will play, or we will play, a lot of Joe Satriani songs. He will also play some of his own songs, very much written in the spirit of Joe Satriani. So this will be a gig where his guitar will be absolute center stage, literally. For this one gig, I want to travel as light as possible. So because of that, at this point in time, I've decided to use my Roland Alpha Juno 2 as a master keyboard. It's light, it's portable, it's a very good keyboard feel on it. I will use a physical controller on top of that with some rotary encoders and a fader to control a B3 emulation in Mainstage. So I will use a laptop for the sound source. I want to travel light, so it will not be authentic, but remember, the emulations in Mainstage are pretty good, and in something like the Nord stage, there are emulations as well. It's not the real thing. So if I can't have the real thing, I might as just travel light for this one gig. It won't look as cool as having a B3 on stage, of course, but it will save me a hernia since I am my own roadie. Here's how I'm gonna use it. So here I have the keys, I have my physical controller, I have Mainstage loaded up with a organ sound, a B3 emulation. It's called Heavy Metal Organ. It's a factory preset, but I've done some modifications, and it sounds something like this. So I have the distortion here, which I will adjust accordingly when I think it suits the song to have more distortion. I will turn this up. And here we have the Leslie, break, slow. The click. And to top the drawbars. So this is basically how I'm going to use the Hammond organ, the B3, for some of the songs. I also have a synth slash organ patch here, which I'm going to use in one song, Summer Song to be exact, by Joe Satriani. In the bottom keys, I've set up again the B3 organ. So this is a split sound with the organ here and the brass patch here. So that's another patch I'm going to use. And the final patch is a pad sound. Which I'm going to use on a couple of songs as well. And this is very simple. I set it up with just two controls here. The filter and the attack. Only three different types of sounds in the gig. It's the B3 for a lot of the songs, and the brass slash organ patch, and this soft pad, and that's it. So I don't have to faff around with too much in terms of pad changes or stuff like that. And I've of course set up all the different effects and stuff like that on the right here. Let's go back to that brass thing, and with some delays and stuff like that going on. And I also matched the levels here in terms of sends and stuff like that for the different types of effects. I will of course modify and change this concert, as it's called in Mainstage, throughout the rehearsals until up to the very end to get the balance right. So this is basically my my main stage setup for this gig. So let's give you a little glimpse into my thought process here, and this is done with the permission of the guitarist. It's his song I'm about to play, and I'll link to it in the video description if you want to check it out. He's given me carte blanche to come up with a keyboard part that will augment, enhance the overall experience for the listener, and that will augment his playing. So it's up to me now to come up with a counterpoint or some harmonies that will fill out a little bit of ear candy. And again, it's important for me now to leave space for the guitar. That means I will probably stop playing occasionally to let his guitar come through. So let's hear the intro here of the song he's going to play, or we're going to play in the gig. I think this will be part of the intro before the full band kicks in. Let's have a go here. So this is the part I'd like to come in right here. And here comes the sort of chorus bit. So I've sat down with all of the songs and transcribed everything into chords. It's important for me to have chords to follow. Although a lot of the Joe Satriani songs, they don't have a really chord feeling at all, but this song has. Okay, so let's rewind this and I'll show you what I've come up with. So I'm going to let him play alone in the very beginning here, and I'm going to come in with this soft pad, which you've heard already. Okay, let's go. Now I'll do a triad. and breathe. So this is my thought process, letting him breathe when it needs to, filling it out when it needs to, and trying to do it as tasteful as possible. This is a very low down song, so I have to play and arrange accordingly. I hope you like it. And last thing with this song, when he's doing... When he's ending his chords, so to speak, like this, a D major, it will usually sound better if I play my chord inversion like this. If we both end with the same top note or the same chord inversion, it can sound a little bit boring, so to speak. The ear picks up on that. So when I do another inversion than him, it'll sound more interesting. It will sound more textured. So that's also something to keep in mind, and something I've listened out for when I've transcribed all these songs. How are the chords ending? What chord inversions are playing now? And how can I layer my chords differently? Maybe I'll just do a two-voice chord. It's not necessarily important to have a three chord. If it doesn't serve the song, if it just muddies up everything, just cut down on the chords and do just a two finger chord. And that's also why I've done some single voice melody lines or counterpoints. I've just used it to enhance the overall feel of the song and where the journey is taking us with the song. And if you're wondering what a counterpoint is, if you're not familiar with that term, well, this is music theory, of course, but it means that one melody line and another melody line goes in different directions or opposite directions, but nevertheless they form a harmonic or a chord, if you like, and it's done to add texture, give the overall sound a more interesting timbre, more interest for the listener. This song with just me and the guitarist is in that end of the spectrum for this gig. In the other end of the gig is much more hard-hitting blues rocky stuff where the full band is playing, of course, and he's made a recording with the bass, guitars and some program drums for us to learn the song. So let's play this from the beginning and I'll fill you in where I think this will need some organ sounds or where we should not play at all. So let's hear it from the beginning here. Okay, so this is a very typical blues rock type of song, and immediately I think of a Whole Lotta Loving riff, sort of, kind of. But will this fit in the beginning? It might, but what does the guitar play? Is the guitar the star of the intro here? Let's hear it again. It's coming in straight away. I don't want to mess up with the guitar here. I don't want to outshine the guitar with a cool organ lick. So maybe we should save this for later in the song. I'm pretty sure this riff will come back later. So let's save that for later because it's kind of overwhelming at the beginning here. But I can do the same chord inversions. I can take the chords lower down the keyboard. It often pays off to play less keys Maybe just 2 keys. 2 notes at a time. Let's try that one. Something like that is much more fitting in the beginning of the song here, I think, so we don't overpower the guitar. He is center stage after all. I'm only there to fill out and augment what he's playing. But let's check out how it goes further. So no bass here. Okay, so back to the riff here. That gives me a couple of ideas. Let's turn off the Leslie or slow it down. Something like that. I think that will work. Something in that ballpark. Let's move on. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing again, leading up to the riff once more. Here we have the bass going from the get-go. Okay, so this might be considered a sort of solo part. Everything is going in that D minor, G sort of chord progressions around that. Okay, something like this. Yeah, something like that. It'll take some finessing and rehearsals and practice, but I think this is what I'll be going for. Play it cool in the beginning, not overpowering the guitar, and slowly by slowly building up. A lot of places I won't play at all. Just let the bass and the guitars and the guitar and the drums play. And at the end, the last couple of riffs, relax. This is how I go through all the songs. When to play, when not to play. Play less when you can. Play more when it's room. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you're in the area, Friday, 6th of February, 8 o'clock at night, you're welcome to check us out. As always, I'm Espen Kraft. I hope you liked this little video. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.